Hi there. Finance management, we want to look at especially the key roles of anybody that wants to successfully manage corporate finance, personal finance on any level of financial management. Having established that, next time we meet, we are going to talk and discuss about investment appraisal. What are the key roles we are going to look at? Then we move on to various aspects of finance or finance management. It is important to say, first of all, that key areas of responsibility of a finance manager, they are actually endless, but streamlined to these following ones. And as we continue, we will see how broader it could be and how entailing. Investment is very critical to ensure the value created by the organization is captured and retained. The vehicle to retain it is called investment, and the process of investment is the selection. So, how do we select a good investment as a finance person for an organization? Whether you run your business by yourself, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are a student of accounting and finance, everything in between, we still all must have finance management education. So, capital resource allocation is one of the critical aspects and responsibility of a good finance manager. How are we going to allocate resources? Like we used to say, resources are scarce. We have scarce resources. Money or monies are are finite, not infinite. Even our life itself is finite. Definitely, everything is in short supply, especially when it comes to capital in particular. So, how are we going to maximize the amount that our organization has generated that will be sufficient for us to carry on successfully? An organization is being expanded and impacted. So investment selection is important aspect, and capital resource allocation and management. Don't forget. Raising finance, especially for entrepreneurs. How are you going to raise capital for that your project? For that individual that is watching me, how are you going to raise capital for that your schooling, for that examination, for that project? This is another aspect of responsibility on a finance manager. We have to ensure that where we get our fund from, the source or the sources are not too costly. We have to weigh them and go for the best option suitable for our scenario. That is an aspect that a good finance manager must develop himself or herself. Also, we talk about distribution of resources and retention. A good finance manager must be able to retain the sales that has come in, the monies that are already in the bank, and ensure that it's distributed accordingly to various aspects of the organization that we need it the most. Also, going into our personal finance, we also have to distribute and have the knowledge of how to distribute the amount and resources we have, particularly when it comes to money, distribute it in order of importance. What is the next thing that we need to do that is urgent? What do we need to do that is critical, that if we are able to do it, we will make more income? Those are the way that we need to understand the distribution and retention of responsibility. Communication to stakeholder, which we are going to go more into detail as we continue. It is important. Let's say, for example, some people may believe that we have money, we are very rich, and the person or the organization know that as of now, the organization is broke. Don't forget, being broke does not mean that somebody or an organization does not make money. It simply means capital is trapped down in somewhere else. Okay, so how are we going to ensure that we have a good plan, we communicate to the stakeholders, that trust will not be betrayed? Also, is the responsibility of a finance person to ensure planning, budgeting, and setting and putting budgetary controls in place. Many people do not like to hear budgets. They just want the money. Share the money. Why it's good to share the money is best to plan the allocation of our resources, distribution, the disbursement, and put budgetary control in place. These are key skills that we've mentioned that a good finance person must inculcate. Risk management, we cannot but have this skill and responsibility and role in our lives. Resources must be managed in such a way that the risk and return match one or another. If the risk exposure of the capital that we have is much than the return that is going to bring, there's a question mark as to whether to go ahead, implement that project, or wait until our best and suitable time for risk management and some other measures. Last but not the least, as we continue, is efficient and effective resource management and the use of our resources. Resources, now we are capitalizing on capital. That is money. Don't forget that money is not the only resources that organization will have. We have human resources, we have intellectual property resources, we have all manners of resources. We have land resources, just to name a few. But as a professional that wants to manage resources, efficiency is important. Effectiveness is important. These two words are different. We need to be efficient, that is, be quick and swift. We need to be effective, that is, utilizing to the maximum. These are some of the key functions and responsibilities of a finance manager. This entails being objective and knowing who our stakeholders are and the paramount objectives that finance manager must have. This can, how am I going to put it? A finance manager can find himself or herself in dilemma. Take, for example, maximizing shareholders' wealth can come against the other stakeholders' interest. Maximizing shareholders' wealth may come against environmental, social, and governance factors that must be considered. All these are the skills that finance manager must have. As a finance person, we need to understand all these dynamics. We need to equally understand the role and the help and assistance that digital transformation can help us to achieve in the world of finance that we are in. It's good to use Excel, but there are now digital platforms that could help us, that could summarize, that could scan invoices, and at the end of the day generate pure help for us and make our statement of financial position, draft it, and we only need to view it and do one or two things. The financial reporting is ready. So a finance manager needs to understand this as an entrepreneur, as person that is establishing an organization. This digital transformation in finance can make your organization better, and equally you become more productive as an entrepreneur. That will not be the only aspect of your organization that you are handling. So, the role of artificial intelligence in our daily activities, how it enhances our capability, and the impact of automation in our organization. Having said this all, next time we meet, we are going to talk and discuss about investment appraisal, how to incorporate our free cash flow into our organization's outlook for better prospects. This is Gbenga James Olatunji, FCA. We pride ourselves in GJAMES associate that we are value to life, we are value to your businesses. Let me incorporate this. You need a new laptop for your organization, go to GJAMES associate shop on our website. You will find one. There are trainings that will soon be coming up. We are going to let you know as soon as it's practicable. Like, subscribe,